MrPopZit here. Thanks for checking out my channel. Make sure to check out MrPopZit Live and MrPopZit Fishing. 2 other channels. It helps the whole brand grow. I appreciate the support. Thanks for popping by. Okay guys, MrPopZit here, Greg Lynch, Durham, PA. We can see here we have a very typical presentation. Lots of comedones. You can see the enlarged pores there, blackheads. Some inflammatory nodules here as well, some of the bigger ones. And we come up here. These are perfect blackheads, so we can see those open pores. We're going to kind of open the pore. We've already wiped down and prepped, and then we're going to use an extractor and some cotton tip applicators there. So we can see here as well, common to see some of these big inflammatory ones like this. Those things can be very painful. We can open up that pore, a little light pressure. We should be able to settle some of these down. And then getting these out, because these clogged pores can turn into these inflammatory nodules. So that's the benefit of clearing some of these out for him. So got them all prepped and ready. We're gonna get started here, and he's on his way to smoother skin. We're gonna start with some of these clogged pores here. A little pressure. That's good. We got big ones and small ones. You might feel some of them pop a little too. You can see there the yellow and the white coming out. The yellow's usually been there a little longer. You can wipe that. Very good. And I do go back and check some of the bigger ones, make sure those pores are cleared out. That's good. You know, sometimes they're kind of attached. Like a little hair in there. It's a pretty good stringer there. Pretty big plugs there. See that waxy plug at the surface and then the white kind of paste at the bottom there. Very good. And I always tell my patients, especially the first time I'm seeing them, when we have a lot of occluded pores like this, we get them in fairly quickly to do these extractions. You can see the difference from the bumps here and then how it's starting to smooth out. Once we get these out, and then they start a strong retinoid that reduces oil production and reduces these actually refilling or new ones from forming. So we have a plan. It takes a couple months, but we usually get them there so they're a lot more stable. And that in turn reduces the potential for future scarring. Tab there. You'd be surprised sometimes. There's pretty big pockets underneath, kind of the pores expanded. And we get quite a bit keratin and exudate there. And he had a good question about when he was younger being told not to squeeze pimples, which is exactly right. And I do see this question in the comments a lot. There are pimples that aren't ready, they're unripe, as we would say, and when you squeeze those, you cause a huge inflammatory cascade to happen, which can really swell it up, and even in the area kind of around the nose and eyes can be dangerous for severe edema.
And the main thing is having the correct extractor and opening up the pore with a very, very tiny instrument usually. And that means when you do that, that you don't have to squeeze so hard, because it's the squeezing that can blow out the bottom of the sebaceous unit and kind of the bottom of the pore that can eat up collagen and start kind of the inflammation to the area that can cause permanent scars. So these little blackheads, and we just open a little bit at the pore at the surface, we shouldn't be causing any permanent scars here. We'd be preventing them actually. But it's knowing when to do it and when not to do it is the key, and that's why they say go to a professional. That's a long stringer there. Pretty good size one in there. That one. We had another one right there. I saw somebody else ask in the comments, why does the treatments that we're giving, why do they work? And you can see here, there's two things going on. There is excessive dead skin that's mixing with excessive oil production. So we want to exfoliate dead skin and reduce oil production. So the building blocks are not there to build these little bumps in the pore. Sorry, my finger's probably blocking that one. Very good. Minimal discomfort, right? Not too bad, you say? Good. Yeah, it shouldn't be a horribly painful thing. Nice little hair in that one. That's great. Turn just a little, just like that's good. We're kind of stretching the skin and then pushing one against the other. Very good. Like that. That's looking so much better already. When you pull the skin, you can just see that the pores are clear. There's a little inflammation from squeezing, but that's about it. That's how we tell that we're clear too. When we're pulling that skin, you can see where bumps still are, where they're not. Very good. Okay. And a lot of times when we have a bony prominence here, the bone underneath, we will do a little extractor pull and see. I kind of come back on the ones that we've done cotton tip applicators on to see. You can sometimes get a little bit at the bottom there. And I check those big ones. I'll get that. Just a little plug at the bottom of the pore. See right there. So you'll see a lot of people say, oh, he didn't get the pore clear. And I come back, and when you see that yellow, just kind of fluid, that means it's clear. That one we obviously didn't do yet. And then if there's a little plug left, we do that. I don't always show that on the video. So a lot of people are like, oh, he doesn't get the pores clear. I do come back and check all the ones that appear to possibly have something left in them. I just don't always record it. So that's a common question you'll see as well in the comments. Those look good. Wipe it. Okay, hanging in there, doing great. That's looking awesome up here. I'll go down to the cheek here in a sec. A little bit left right in the middle. Okay, let's come to this side here.